Hey, thank you very much for joining me on the Beyond Business YouTube channel for another episode of the Beyond Business podcast. This episode is brought to you by Aerial Elite Solutions. When it comes to drone technology, no one does it better. From solar inspections to construction monitoring to live event coverage and real estate showcasing, AES brings the sky to your side with unmatched quality, precision, and speed. Reach out to flyaes.com to elevate your business today. Midwest Lightning Rods. For over 9 decades, they've been protecting homes, farms, and businesses from one of nature's most destructive forces. When lightning strikes, they make sure you're covered the right way, the safe way. Contact MLR at lightningstrikes-weprotect.com to see how you can become part of the community protected by MLR. Support local, trust the best. Aerial Elite Solutions, Midwest Lightning Rods. Excellence from the ground to the sky. Now let's jump into today's sit down with my new friend, Eric Hector. You're going to like this one. I apologize for my voice. It'll be back.
Welcome to Beyond Business, where stories come alive. With guests from every corner, we're ready to dive. New episode every 5 days, new voices to share. Laughs and insights, we're all in this affair. Beyond Business, come take a seat. Join the conversation, it's a journey that's sweet. Life lessons learned and laughter from the heart. With every episode, we're making a start.
Thank you for joining me on another episode of Beyond Business. Today, joining me is someone that I'm going to sell him a little bit short, and we're going to get to know from there because he just told me, and I already forgot half of it. No, but this is a guy who's doing some big things here locally, really creative mind, really creative guy. Eric Hector, who's also a professor at Millikan. But beyond that, he's doing a lot more than just teaching kids. So thanks for joining me, man.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. So let's go first. How old are you?
Oh my goodness, I try and forget. I am 57, I believe.
Are you here or were you from here?
I was born here. I went to school here. I did everything here. The only time in my life that I've lived away from here for any point in time, I lived in New York City for 3 months when I was doing my college internship. I did my college internship at Marvel. I was the farthest person they'd ever taken away for an internship when I did it, and that was when I was doing my undergrad work at Millikan because I was a Millikan student.
Okay.
But all the rest of the time went to Mount Zion schools, lived in Decatur my whole life.
Okay, so when you got out of high school, what kind of student were you in high school? Were you like a jock, a nerd, a hustler,
I made my own group of friends, basically.
Cool.
I had everybody. I had a lot of people that, write me to this day and talk about how much fun we had in school. We
Really?
kind of did our own things, made up our own stuff, and we were very creative. A lot of us were into comic books and stuff.
Yeah.
During my last year of high school, I actually opened a comic book store. My dad and my grandpa were like, yeah, if you want to do this. So I opened one of the first ones of those to the point where people were like, they would come in. It was on 121 in Kings Plaza.
I know where you're talking about.
It was right by a dance studio at the time. It said the comic store. And people would come in and go, what do you sell here? Comics? What else? Things that go with comics.
Yeah.
Before the Big Bang Theory and people knew what a comic book store was.
Right.
I had one in 86, just as I was coming out of high school, and then through 87, 88, and then I sold it.
That's cool, though. I mean, did you sell it for profit or just sell it to keep it alive?
I sold it for profit because I sold it in enough money to pay my grandpa and my dad back, who were the investors in it. And then I took the rest of the money while I went to Richland, then I went to Millikan. And throughout my college career, it was like, you have to keep paying me until you pay me the rest. And until you pay me off, I get one of everything that comes into that store for free. So he was very, wanted to pay me off.
Yeah.
And it added to my comic book collection, which I had a huge comic book collection from owning a comic book store.
Do you still have it?
No, I recently sold it. I only have now the comic books which I've worked on, which is a ton. But I had 25,000 something comics, and it was eating up a giant room in my house. But I kept some of those. But I've worked on tons of comics, and I've kept those.
Okay. When you say worked on, what do you mean? You're a part of it?
Oh, yeah. I've worked for Marvel, DC, Archie Image, Disney, Malibu, Acclaim, Dark Horse, pretty much every comic book company there is I've worked for. I've worked on every property from Batman, Spider-Man, Superman, Justice League, Powerpuff Girls, Barbie, Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars. If it's a property, I've pretty much, Heroic Age Studios, which I own, has done something on it. We're known for, were you familiar with comics?
Yeah.
You know how they were like all dotty, like a Roy Lichtenstein
Yep.
painting back in the
Yep.
day, and now they're all smooth and pretty?
Yep.
They're smooth and pretty because they're done like in Photoshop. I was the first person ever to use Photoshop to color a monthly Marvel comic. We snuck it through, I think, on Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme number 60 or 70. And everybody was coming in when we did that to the office going, why do your comics look like this, to the editor who helped me? And it's like, because of this way they colored them. And then people started, coming to us, like different companies. Other people started trying to color in Photoshop. And like a big book for DC, because we started at Marvel, because Fabian Nicieza is the one who picked me to do my internship. He is the co-creator of Deadpool, and I owe my whole career to him. He's an awesome guy. And he took a chance with the person I had worked at in my internship. Basically in Marvel, you have editors and assistant editors. And Fabian chose me to do my internship, and I came, and he went out on this tour circuit for the summer. And he's like, so his assistant editor, Evan Skolnick, moved up to be like the editor for the summer, and I kind of moved into the assistant editor position for them, and I learned a ton. And so he got to know me really well. So then when I came back later and said, hey, I've got this way of coloring comics that's very different, and so they took a big chance on me to the point where Evan let me color one of his books that he was the editor on. And he's like, if this doesn't work, I'm going to lose my job, right? And I'm like, it'll work. It'll work.
Right.
And it worked really well. Then other people started trying to use Photoshop because it's a program. People could learn how to do it.
Sure.
But we had a method for doing it so that other people kind of started doing it. And then we got, I don't know if you ever, who the character Spawn is.
Yep.
They did a big kind of crossover of Batman Spawn, and they wanted to color it. DC did in the kind of way like we were doing and other people are starting to. And so they did this book. It's going to be their biggest book of the year, and it wouldn't print because they colored it in Photoshop, but they didn't color it in Photoshop in the way we did. So Mark Chiarello, who's another person that's helped me in my career immensely, just a wonderful, wonderful person. He was the head of DC's art department. He was like their production head. And so he came to me through a guy I knew in Chicago and was like, can you get this book to print? I'm like, I can make it print. So they gave me all the pages, and me and one of my buddies who helped me originally when I was first starting Heroic Age, Ken Mesnard, we were working on a book, and I'm like, I can make this print. I know the method to do it. So we sat down and altered all their files, gave them back to him, and he's like, you want to start coloring Justice League? I'm like, yes, I do. So
Really?
So yeah, and we were one of the first people to be credited as like they had colorists who would just color them with markers, and then you'd enter them into a computer. Well, we started getting a credit which was called separations, because other artists would see our color work and go, well, I want my colors to look like what you do. So colorists would find us and say, color this book, and we would get a separations credit. So we started coloring and separating, and we did the first 5-color comic book in DC's history, where cyan, magenta, yellow, black make most of your printed material. But they had this character called Neron, who's like the devil. They wanted it to be Dayglow every time. So we figured out a way to do that. We did the first 3D ray traced cover of a Marvel comic ever with a guy here, a local guy, Steve Mellon, figured that out. It took the computer like a week to draw it. Your phone could do it in like 2 seconds nowadays.
Crazy,
but
right?
Back then it was like, we got known for doing a lot of kind of firsts. And from there we started working for a lot of different folks in comics. I got
That's
to know
huge,
a lot of
dude.
cool people.
I'm just saying, I don't know. Well, no, I think everybody is aware. Every freaking superhero movie, show, cartoon is based on comics. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a huge industry.
Yeah, the best part was my childhood hero. I love Stan Lee. I just think he's like the coolest.
Yeah.
And I got to meet Stan Lee not as a fan, but as a coworker. It was like Bobby Chase, who was the editor of the X-Men. It's like, Stan, come here. This is Eric. He works with us. So I got to,
like,
it was,
we're bros, man.
Yeah, it was like awesome. They tell you not to meet your heroes because they say they're all horrible.
Like,
he was super cool, like as
it
cool
worked.
as could be.
It worked out, yeah. So why wouldn't you? Okay, so you still are in that industry.
I don't really work in comics anymore. What I did was Dark Horse. I don't know if you're familiar with Dark
It
Horse.
sounds familiar for some reason.
They started out kind of like in small films. They did like Dr. Giggles. Then they did, like, I think it was called Time Cop with Jean-Claude Van Damme. And then they did The Mask with Jim Carrey. It just blew up. We were doing they had this big Star Wars book and some stuff that they wanted done in a specific way. They had an in-house coloring thing, but their extra work they gave to us, but one of their big important books they gave to us, which was when George Lucas did a thing called Shadows of the Empire. It was the first time he'd let anything besides the Star Wars movies kind of happen, and a couple books, But we did that adaptation. We colored that. So we got to know the folks at Dark Horse. They had toured, like the 15th person hired at that company toured Heroic Age when I had it in Mount Zion on a corner. And they had moved from comics into movies, and comics is like at one time we were just coloring so many comics. I had like tons of different computers networked together and things, but it was getting, easier and easier for one person to do it because you didn't have to have a method. Computers were getting faster and different. So I kind of transitioned, and we worked in comics for, 25 years, probably 20. Yeah. Right. In that amount of time. And then kind of transitioned into video and film. A person I know, Tim Lynn, who I met while I was doing these things, became like a cinematographer and an editor I work with. So I will like write, direct, and the two of us together kind of produce. And then we went from doing everything from television commercials and corporate video to producing other people's films, because what I wanted to move into is taking characters and things that I had and moving them into movies. So we are basically Heroic Age Studios is a full service.
Currently.
Right, yeah, currently. We are in Mount Zion. We're full service. I mean, any kind of thing you need that would be production of any kind, from if you need a logo, if you need a full movie made, if you need a corporate video, anything. If you need illustrations, I do illustrations, storyboards. We're a full service company that does anything you want.
That's great.
And so what happened from that is I was looking for a place to be able to make films. So we bought the old Mount Zion grade school, and I wanted a place big enough to build a soundstage. So the gymnasium allowed me to have a place that was big enough to build a soundstage. It was
Do you own that now?
Yep. And actually,
got businesses there, right?
Yeah. It's got the upstairs. I was like, well, let's turn the upstairs into kind of like all the classrooms into art collectives. So like anybody who needs a business, startups, people who have ideas.
I knew Gizmo.
Oh,
I know Gizmo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had like the shoe.
Yep, exactly.
What is it called?
Just Kicking It.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I've got for the first time in a long time, I have an open spot. So if anybody out there has got a business that has kind of an art feel, anything to it, we've got photographers, we've got a painter, we've got Laura Webb Photography. She's been with us since the beginning.
Okay.
Wonderful photographer. We've got Kickstone LLC. They print T-shirts. We've got Zach Garrett's Musicians Foundry, which also has a recording studio in it, which also has music lessons, so anything musical we have. We've got Lyle Salmi, who was a Millikan instructor for quite some time, just retired.
Oh, some creative minds.
Yeah,
huh?
He does painting. He's got a painting studio. We've got Gene Tanta's Found Art Studio that has a full painting printmaking studio. We've got an entire salon with nails that do all the beauty work, because all that works well for making movies. Like we went upstairs at one point because we had the downstairs for making film, and we'd go up like, I need some hair done. Have you
made films there?
Yeah. This film that's coming out.
Let's get there. Yeah, let's get there. I'm gonna not interrupt this part, but yeah. So tell us, the 20th, September 20th, is the premiere.
Yes, it will be the world premiere of Trick and Treats here in Decatur, September 20th.
And this is a movie that you wrote, directed.
I wrote it, I directed it, and I'm one of the producers. We had a lot of really great producers, but it's basically I wrote it and directed it. Yeah.
And it's all shot here.
It is all shot in this area. Almost all the interior shots were shot at our soundstage, but we went and got exteriors, but all in this area.
Where did you get this might be a dumb question. Where do you get talent? Where do you get actors?
Well, I got...
is it like you get online and...
No, I get... Well, some of them I did do some online things. Or go to Millikan, I guess. Well, I've got... All my people are professionals. I've got Malcolm McDowell, who is Alex DeLarge in Clockwork Orange. He's the guy that killed Captain Kirk. When I wrote Trick, he is the voice of this pumpkin that those kind of pumpkins that kids carry. It's got a good side and an evil side. Yep. This is a really freaky one of those.
This is in the movie.
Yes.
Okay.
And he is the voice of this pumpkin. And we got him of course, from LA, but I just went and had him record all of his dialogue.
Sure.
So we sat and put it together. Gary Busey, we flew in for it. So he was in the soundstage parts. I've got actors from LA,
So
Chicago,
is it, like animated, or is it?
No, it's a live action film. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah. It's basically, I just give you the overview of it.
Sure.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the nursery rhyme, Peter, Peter, pumpkin eater, had a
Sure.
wife, couldn't keep her.
Yep.
So he put her in a pumpkin shell. There he kept her very well.
Yep.
The trick is, how many pieces would you have to cut your wife into before she'd fit inside a pumpkin? It's a pretty dark film, but then, so that's what's called an old world nursery rhyme, because it was done in
Yeah.
I mean, it's a new world nursery rhyme, but it was done in the 1800s in America because they didn't have pumpkins like in Europe.
Right.
So I did some research and we put some stuff together. So we kind of do this 1800s flashback. They let us go to New Salem and we shot all the exteriors there. We had to haul in 2 tons of dirt to cover the asphalt and everything. And I had like $11,000 worth of lights up for just a few minutes in this film.
Really?
And we had a horse and buggy. Dr. Carl Luthen, great guy out of Springfield. He rents horses and buggies for movies all across America. Horses, buggies, old Western stuff. So we have this 1800s thing about Peter, Peter, pumpkin eater. And what it is he thinks his wife is possessed by a demon. So you know how jack-o'-lanterns are supposed to scare a demon,
Yeah.
away? So he hits this huge pumpkin and he's trying to suck the devil out of his wife.
Gotcha.
But he can't do it, so he ends up and he has to cut her into pieces and put her into this pumpkin. The pumpkin crunches down and the demon takes over the pumpkin, and that's Malcolm McDowell, and the pumpkin's name is Trick.
Okay.
And so then it flashes forward, and so all those interior shots we rebuilt. The people at New Salem gave us the blueprints. In my soundstage, we rebuilt the interiors, shot the exteriors there, shot the interiors in my soundstage area at Heroic Age.
Oh,
at
so
the Art
you're
Center.
for real? You're
Yeah, I mean the guy who
This is
helped
impressive,
the
dude.
guy who helped us set up the shell for our soundstage, like that we were going in and out of. His name is Jim Betts. He was the head of a department at Paramount. He worked on Wrath of Khan. He worked on, which is my favorite movie of all
pros.
time. He worked on I think Forrest Gump. He worked on everything.
Pros.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got one of the placards from the original Enterprise because he worked on like most of the Star Trek movies down in his basement. He retired here. He was in retirement when The Informant came here, and they pulled him out of retirement to work on it again.
Oh,
and he helped us.
Matt Damon?
Yep,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep. It was. He's a great guy. So we built that set there. Then we deconstructed it and built a modern day bar there because you flash forward after that nursery rhyme, and sitting on this bar is a tip jar, and everybody thinks that tip jar is the demon from
Right.
that's from the old story.
Right.
So it's like they've got a tip jar there, and it's a biker bar. These kids are out, like these college kids are out hanging out on Halloween bar hopping. They end up there. One of them accidentally gets killed. And then you think it's going to be like a Saw film because they can't let him go. They're going to torture and kill all these kids. These girls are all left because the guy gets killed.
Yeah.
But what really happens is the pumpkin on the bar starts talking in the girl's head and teaches her how to trick her way. And you don't know if it's just in her head because
okay.
she kind of has to maybe betray her friends to buy herself time. So is it just in her head? It's an excuse and she's a little off? Or is it really a demonic pumpkin that's teaching her how to do all these things? And it's called Trick and Treats.
How long have you had this written?
I had it written a long time ago, and then I rewrote it to be a kind of a different thing. But I had the idea all the way back when I was at Millikan. Even I had a little sketch of Trick and Treats back in my undergrad days.
So is this like the first complete by yourself thing that you've...
Yeah, I've produced films. I've been an associate producer on things. I've got brought Heroic Age's resources to them. I've done, I've got an IMDb credits to do different things.
But this is your
this is
baby.
the first. Yeah, this is the first one I wrote, directed, and produced through my own company. So this is all us. So if you like it, everybody in Heroic
How
Age
do
should
you
get
feel?
some credit. If they hate it, it's me.
How you feel?
How do I feel?
Yeah.
I think it's great. I mean, it's.
Is it hard to... I mean, you know what it took to get to every scene. So are you able to watch it with a clear, open mind or not a chance?
No, I watch it though.
So you'll see how good it is this Saturday by looking at other people's
if people
faces.
react, And the thing is, movie making, like I tell everybody, I didn't make this film. If you hate it, it's my fault.
Sure.
But if you love it, we got
All the
such
great
great
people.
actors.
Yeah.
I mean, if I come into a movie, I got 3 great ideas. That movie's got 3 great ideas. My cinematographer has 3 great ideas. Those 3 actors have 3 great ideas.
We
the
got
editor's
a bunch
got
of good ideas.
that
now.
movie's
Yeah,
filled with a bunch of
yeah,
ideas,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And so I don't take credit for all that. We had some fantastic artists. We had fantastic special effects people. And I mean, we were filming this, then COVID hit, which pushed it back a year. And then I didn't really have a time. I had to put it out. Other different things had happened, but I met a guy who was doing all our CG effects. And just to give you an example of like the buy-in that people have to this, his name's Jeff Meslowski, and he was working with me on putting the effects together. And I had 90 special effects shots this movie needed. And he would like read through the script and be working on something. He goes, it'd be super cool. And I'm like, yeah, you know what the special effects budget is. He's like, no, let's go ahead and make it super cool. So it's like, as long as we had the time and I wasn't rushing him, he
That's
would
great.
extend the thing. So it now has 180 special effects shots in it.
Hell yeah.
So it got what it needed to. It is actually, and if anybody wants to support us, there are 2 or 3 things to do to support us, because film in Central Illinois is growing. They up in Chicago, they want to send money downstate now because of the Illinois film tax credit. There's a huge tax credit for making movies in Illinois, but it's still expensive to make them if you only make them in Chicago.
Right.
So they have been sending capital downstate, and they want to know there's some places in Champaign. There's some place like a place in Savoy that's a beautiful studio space they've built.
Okay.
And so there's more money coming downstate. So if we want to prove that our community can do this and be successful at it, one, go to the premiere, at the Lincoln.
Support it.
Lavelle Hunt's, has done such wonderful things with the Lincoln.
Oh,
But
man.
go there, watch it. But we are also on it. I have a deal for North American VOD, North American streaming, and North American Blu-ray and DVD. If we can get over 200 right now on the pre-orders, it comes on October 7th. It will go on to Apple, the Apple TV. It's going to be on like all these other things. It'll be on
So 200
Amazon.
pre-orders to watch the show.
If 200 people pre-order that before it comes up for sale, they will most likely put us on the top of the page when it comes out on October 7th. So a horror movie, top of the page
In October.
That'd be
That's
a good
right
day.
next to Freddie and Jason.
Yep. And that was the whole hope, that Trick will become like a Chucky or a Freddy or
Mike.
He's like the R-rated Jack Skellington. He's a big pumpkin head,
Sure. I like it, dude. What a creative guy, huh?
No, thanks. I try and surround myself with people that I think are more talented than me, and then I just kind of like grab
Fall
everybody
in.
together and let's go do this together.
Feel like you guys can all do some stuff.
Yeah, we got some good folks. I mean, like I cannot say enough about, like Tim Lynn, who is, worked with me forever, who's the cinematographer, the editor. Like I said, Jeff Maslowski, he is amazing. Eric Watkins, another local person who does music composition, band recording. His music is phenomenal. It like elevates this film. It's great.
So how did you get, I mean, let's be honest, color coding or whatever, coloring comic books is not even in the same realm of making movies. Right?
In a way, though, because I also draw and I also write things. So drawing comic book panels are very much like a storyboard, right?
Oh, okay.
So if you hand your crew a storyboard from all my years in comics, the cinematographer can look at it and say, oh, I see where the lighting's coming from. This is all blue and this is all orange. I see, oh, you want a close-up for this. Oh, you want, So that gave me a good ability because...
you're saying essentially you learned storyboards to start your career, and that's what it is to do a movie.
Yeah, and we'd also worked together so long in doing countless television commercials, countless corporate videos.
Right.
And one of the ways back in the old days you could get like a client, I would draw the storyboards out and show it to them. It's like, this is what it'll look like. And they're like, oh, yeah, I want a commercial like that or a video like that.
Yeah.
So Tim and I had worked together for years in doing that. And those kind of things would help us get clients as well as then be the method for, because I had for Trick and Treats to raise money for it.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of sketches, and one of my guys, Darren Moore, who's super talented, one of my painters from Heroic Age, painted them all. And then I sent them out and people could see what the movie was going to be like. But I also gave those to, here's the costume department, make them look like this. Here's the casting department. I want people who look like this. Oh, here we're going to make sets that look like this. Most indie films don't have a big art department. Well, I had myself, all these people who'd worked in comics for years.
They were art killers.
Yeah, and it's like, here's what we want it to look like, you know?
Yeah, it's actually just the opposite of not having anything to do with each other, which is what my thought was. But yeah, now that you break it down, it's like.
And we worked on a lot of like pretty dark kind of horror comics too.
Yeah.
We worked on everything from from Powerpuff Girls though to House of Secrets. House of Secrets is pretty dark.
Yeah.
So kind of gives you like those kind of, you know.
So you're a Millikan professor as a hobby.
Well, I'm kind of a Millikan professor for multiple reasons. One of them being, though, I wouldn't have been able to do the things I did. My folks didn't have any money, you know what I mean? And I would not have been in a room with those computers that I learned well enough to create this brand new method if not for Millikan.
Right.
If not for Millikan, I wouldn't have been able to reach out to Fabian Nicieza and say, hey, I need an internship where I met all these people and got them to trust me.
Right.
And also, too, though, all these young creatives, to be surrounded by them, you know, that keeps me going. You know, I mean, like you're seeing what they're doing. We just put together, I started in the arts technology department, but myself, Professor Jessa Wilcox, and Professor Johnny Power, we've all worked together. And now Millikan has a film degree. You can go get a degree in cinema and video production.
That's awesome.
And they are making their own films. They have debuted their films. They did one at the Lincoln and made a good amount of money. They did one on campus and made money. So being around all these young filmmakers, and some of them I brought onto my projects to do stuff, but it keeps me like energized and seeing what's new.
Oh,
and, you know, so I don't turn into like some old fossil just sitting there going, you know, in my day.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know what these kids are doing now. But yeah. Well, so that's it too, because I mean, I'm coming up on 50 here pretty quick. And there's a lot of people our age that are in technology era denial. And it's like, are you kidding me? How are you not? Open your eyes. You're going to get left in the freaking dust.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think that's what's nuts is you are being able to see personally on hard work that you've done in your life. You can now, if you can master prompting AI, isn't it nuts that it's like.
Yep. I actually, there's a big, you know, pushback back and forth from people on that in academia and in art and things. But I kind of look at it as,
it's a tool.
It's a tool, and it's also a tool that breaks down barriers. I could not have done comic books until like a program like Photoshop came out, and they had been doing this old way this whole time, and I was young and went, here's a new way of doing it.
Right. And
so it put some traditional colors, but it also gave other kinds of colorists work.
Right.
And then the camera we have a red Epic Dragon camera. We were one of the first people ever to buy a red camera. Like Steven Soderbergh had one, and we were on a waiting list. Peter Jackson had one. Ours was serial number 1,000 something, and Tim Lin was ahead of the curve saying this is where cinema's going to go. Our film is shot on the same kind of thing you'd shoot, you know, like a major $100 million movie.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have been able to do that without that new tool. Like you said, it's a tool. It broke barriers now. It changed some things. And I see AI as that same type of thing.
Same.
It is, you know, I used to tell my independent film students, it's like, well, you know, they write movies like they're in a cafe because, you know, it used to be you can't have 100 orcs running down a hill.
Right.
Now you can.
Yeah, now you can.
Now if you've got the best idea, it's not whoever has the most money wins.
You're right.
Whoever has the best idea wins, because you can still, integrate live action into that.
That's crazy.
You know, like we're working on some things just to kind of play around. Now, Trick and Treats doesn't have any AI in it other than some AI like audio sweetening and things.
Sure.
But I think, you know, moving forward, have you ever seen like, The Mandalorian or shows like that? You know how they're filmed in what's called the volume?
Yep.
We don't, like an independent filmmaker isn't necessarily going to have the money to rent the volume like these students and things. But I believe there is a way, and we're going to, because I'd like to try and do new things, and every part of my career has been a new thing. We're working on an idea now where we're going to try and make an artificial volume using real actors and AI. We're going to shoot kind of so AI would be doing the background plates.
Yep.
AI would be helping us make some of the models that the people are in.
Yes.
But they'll have actual costumes, be actual actors. We'll be moving real cameras, but we'll be using things and we're just going. That's just like a test to see what we can do with it. Whereas, then. Like I said, I mean, there'll always be people doing these jobs, but you just want to learn the tools, see what you can do with that tool to help break barriers down. Because then somebody could use something like that as their ticket to go, okay, now I want to do this $1 billion movie. Look what I did with this. Oh, yeah, we trust you. Come on in,
Dude, I'm so glad you came in here, dude.
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
I mean, this is cool. I've never met someone like you.
Oh.
Does that sound shitty? No, I mean,
my wife
you were
says
like,
that all the time.
Yeah. No, I mean, dude, you're on fire. You're a creative mind. So my no experience, no nothing, but like what I am extremely passionate about is like filming is huge.
Oh.
I'm a professional drone pilot.
Mm-hmm.
I do FPV videography.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's just like the whole. Well, I mean, at least in my world, it's like what I do with the drone is probably 30%. It's what you can do with Premiere Pro.
Oh, yeah.
That's what makes you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But to bring something that's not even that cool and make it cool because of what you know how to do.
Oh, yeah. Drone stuff is awesome. I mean, that's so neat. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the future, if you ever have a need, cool shots, whatever.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's often people reach out to me who need drone stuff. We did some drone work one time where we went all around the country.
Okay.
We followed a whole place. It was exciting. That's because what you do, like drone work, is exciting.
Sure.
Because like we were out on we're in Louisiana. We were on the Mississippi anyway. And they had so many ships coming this way and so many barges coming this way. And they're only going to do it once. And they've never had this many barges crossing. And we had our drone programmed to that if it got out of our control to go back to where it started.
Land.
But we were on a boat and we were not where it landed. So we had to be on a boat following while this thing happened. And we had to catch the sunset coming down while they both went across. And if it got out of control, it was just going to fly back and drop into the middle of the river. So,
yeah, perfect.
And landing it on like this little boat we were on that was like as big as this carpet here. And it's fun and it's exciting. So people like you who have those skills and those nerves that can make that happen are super valuable.
So I got asked last summer, I get contacted by a motorcycle club out of Chicago, and they go, hey, we're having our 10th, I don't know, or celebrating 10 years or whatever the hell I'm trying to say, up in Chicago, people coming from all over the world.
Oh.
And I go, okay. And they go, we're going to be going to every landmark in Chicago that you can imagine. Wow. They're like, we're stopping at, there's a memorial right across the street from Soldier Field. There's like a war memorial. So they were going to stop there. They were going to go to the fountain. They were going to go to the Bean. They were going to go to the observatory. And I go, okay. And they go, well, we're going to be lines of 100 bikes everywhere we go.
Holy smokes.
Can you film us? And I go, absolutely.
Nice.
So I go, here's my only problem, right? This is Chicago. And I don't know how familiar or how much you remember, but you can't park in Chicago.
Yeah.
Like if I have to get there and jump out, it's not happening.
Yep.
Dude, the head guy of this motorcycle club, I get there the night before, and it was one of those deals where when I sent him the pricing, it was broke down to where it was two of the nights are, I'm going to pay for it or you're going to pay for it, lodging. And they were like, no, we got a whole hotel rented out. So kick that off. Well, I get there and the dude comes up and goes, what kind of car are you in? And I tell him and he goes, got flashers or anything? I go, oh yeah. I got a digital thing on the back saying drone pilots, everything. He goes, send me a picture of it. I sent him a picture. He comes back an hour later, said, anywhere in Chicago, pull up anywhere you want. Pull up on a curb, anything you want.
Nice.
And I did.
Oh, wow.
It literally was like, if I'm at a stoplight, it was Legion of St. Michael's Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I'm cool.
Yeah.
So it would be like I'm in traffic. I'm obviously you can't dictate Chicago traffic. So I'm literally trying to beat a group of 100 motorcycles to everywhere they go, and then they leave before me, and then I have to beat them to the next spot.
Man.
But dude, it was so cool.
Oh, yeah.
It was so cool.
That's awesome.
It was a lot of just aerial shots, but then I got to where I was set up, had a little bit of time. I put the goggles on, and I flew right through them.
Nice.
So at the end, yeah, it ended up, obviously it's not, I mean, it's, it's not cheap for them.
Oh, yeah.
But it was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I
I
sent
bet
them
you
some
got
shit
some
that they were
awesome
like,
stuff.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just fun, man.
That's super cool.
So my company does more like inspection work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a,
Right, yeah.
you know what I mean? I'll go put my goggles on and fly.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's fun. It's
Yep.
cool. And I can film, well, hell, we got now where it's like 4K 120s. So
Yeah.
you could do dynamite stuff.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it's fun.
That's super
Either way.
awesome. But that, that makes sense. Like, like they always even say in film, it's like you do 2 for them and 1 for you. It's like, so I've, I did all these commercials so that I could do, and then I'm making, certain films because
Yes.
it's like, oh, well, I can buy this. I can justify buying this because I'm
Yes.
going to do this. Oh, well, now I have
Yes.
this so I can
Yes.
use it in my movie.
For sure. For sure. No, that's really cool. I mean, I want to see that movie really bad. I can't wait to see it. So here's what's going to happen though, is I am going to do everything I can to get them 200, bro.
Oh, I
That's
appreciate
going to be
it.
no problem.
I appreciate it. Yeah, if you just go to Apple, it's right now. If you go onto Apple, you're like Apple TV, and you just search Trick and, now not Trick R, that's a whole different movie. Trick and, just by the time you get to A, it'll put up Trick and Treats, and it's up for pre-order now.
Okay. So Trick and Treats. I'm going to put a picture up right now of what the what the cover looks like.
Yeah,
right?
that'd be great.
People, go to Apple TV, pre-order it. Let's get this man on the top of the charts, there, right? I mean,
appreciate it.
yeah, no.
And if they have the, if they have the time, if they have the ability, if we can get people, and that all the pre-order has to be done before, like, if we could get by October 5th, because
Yeah.
the 7th when it comes out. And if you have time on the September 20th, this weekend, if
Come
we
in.
can pack the Lincoln, that'll be so great.
Yes.
And we're going to have people there. We're going to do a Q&A afterwards. We're going to have, a red carpet at the beginning. So it starts like at 5. So
Yeah.
you can show up and get, red carpet deal, get your photo taken in front of the backdrops, just like a total,
Right.
like an LA premiere.
Right.
Around 7-ish, we'll start the movie, watch the movie till 8:45, a little Q&A afterwards. And you'll be able to, talk with some of the folks that I've mentioned here,
Well, so that is what I think I had mentioned when Tammy and I first started talking, and she, obviously our dates weren't correct, in mine, but either way, it was, I go, man, can I come to, I said, you guys are doing like actual premiere Q&A, whatever. I said, I got mobile equipment. She goes, yes,
Oh, yeah.
come on. But then it was like, I was
Right,
like,
yeah.
I was like, oh, I was just pumped. As soon as I heard what you did, I just was excited to meet you. Cause like I said, I have no skills in the department whatsoever.
Well, it
but
seems
it's just,
like you do. I mean, like,
well, just
all that
different,
video
just
skills,
different,
like,
but to
you got to
see-
have an eye, like to frame those
Yeah.
shots on a drone, you
well,
know?
I feel you, but I'm the one who looks at regular videography and I'm going, why can't I make mine do that? Why is everybody so smooth? You know what I mean? Like, I got the damn it gimbal. Like, yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah, and we all do that. I mean, we look at
Yes.
it like and go, oh, if only.
Well,
if only.
yes.
Yeah.
And so, that's kind of what even made me bring it up. And you probably know this, but obviously, since I'm a drone pilot, I see it all the time. 100% of the shows we watch, when it goes from one scene to the next scene, you're going to see a drone shot of a city, of a water tower, of a farm, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is.
It's a great establishing shot. You
Yeah,
know where you are. Get
exactly.
This is
Yeah.
where you're at
Yep.
now. You know where
Yep.
you're at.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Let me interrupt this conversation for just a quick second to shout out and plug the sponsors of the show. Aerial Elite Solutions. When it comes to drone technology, no one does it better. From solar inspections to construction monitoring to live event coverage and real estate showcasing, AES brings the sky to your side with unmatched quality, precision, and speed. Reach out to flyaes.com to elevate your business today. Midwest Lightning Rods. For nearly 100 years, they've been protecting homes, farms, and businesses from one of nature's most destructive forces. When lightning strikes, they make sure you're covered the right way, the safe way. Contact MLR today at lightningstrikes-weprotect.com to see how you can become part of the community protected by MLR. Support local, trust the best. Aerial Elite Solutions, Midwest Lightning Rods. Excellence from the ground to the sky. Let's get back into it. There's a couple realtors here in town who I think their websites are, they didn't steal it because they asked me, but I would just do, random kind of pans of downtown Decatur or something just with cool sunset. It's like, hey, can we buy that? I'm like, just
oh, that's awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you get up off his feet, dude?
Oh, no, he's cool. Yeah.
His name's Drone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When I first became a drone pilot, I got him as a puppy, and we traveled the U.S. doing telecom towers, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh,
is he as controllable as a drone, or does he have a mind of his own?
No, he's good, dude. He actually has separation anxiety, so he's like, where's my dad? Like, he looks scary, but he's a sissy. Like, yeah, just stand there and look tough.
There you go. It's like, I can do that.
Okay, I got you.
Yes, sir.
Please don't leave, though. Please. So last time, I was doing a podcast the other day, and I put him in the back because the person said, like, they stopped at the front door and was like, don't open, don't let me in. And I'm like, hold on, I'll put him up. We're in here, and I mean, 5 minutes in, it sounds like is someone breaking in? It's like, no, he just misses me. He just
got to get back to Dad.
We'll reduce noise on the audio on this after. Yeah. It sounds like there's a dog going crazy. There is. That's him crying.
Everybody watching that episode, tears in their eyes.
Right. Get the dog in there. Yeah. So at Milliken, what do you teach?
I teach in the arts technology department, so I teach screenwriting. I teach honors horror screenwriting. I teach
specific.
Yeah, well, the honors courses have to be kind of specific, so
I
tailor them. I teach directing for the camera. I teach the director's vision. I teach storytelling, which is like a fundamental kind of course. I teach a character design course. I teach AT 110, which is like Photoshop Illustrator.
Teach a bunch of classes?
Yeah, and those are always different times. I'm also. The Milliken students have what's called 1901. 1901 is their own indie film company, and they run it. They make the films. They do, and Johnny Power is the faculty advisor for the production part of the company, and I'm the faculty advisor for the executive board. So they make decisions of what they're going to make, how they're going to make them, and they put these films out. Because Milliken's whole thing, one of the things I really like about Milliken is that performance learning. It's like I always tell students, it's like if you come to Milliken and you take our courses, you're not going to leave with a 4-year degree saying you need 2 years of experience. You're going to leave with a degree and experience. You're not going to leave Milliken going, I want to be a filmmaker. You're going to leave Milliken going, I'm a filmmaker. And that was totally borne out by the fact that in students like in the summer, like film students want to go to all these, independent films and start getting their teeth wet working on their sets and stuff. And our students do remarkably well on those. Ooh. We've got a student right now who was just helping in, that studio I was telling you about Flyover.
Yep.
They went and helped at Flyover Studios and got moved up in the grip department, and they were working on a movie with Bryan Cranston.
Ooh.
We've had ones where those students would go out during the summer to these indie films, like not big budget like that one was, but even on these indie films, and you'd have students from all sorts of different colleges, and they're all like, why do all the Milliken students know how to do this stuff? It's because, we let them touch the gear. They run a film company. It's not only the upperclassmen who get to do this stuff. They're making movies. So they go in and they know how to do this stuff because they had to do it.
So that's Milliken specific.
Yeah, Milliken is performance learning is Milliken's thing. Now, there are other schools who do a version of that, but Milliken is very much
better than that. I mean, at the end of the day, college isn't cheap.
No.
If you got a tuition, then you busted. I mean, if you got a scholarship, then you busted your ass to get it. So, very valid point. To leave out of there and go, okay, now I need to learn
Yeah.
how to do a job.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Right. And Milliken's great because not only it's not only with 1901 with our film thing, they have a thing called Milliken Creates, which is an advertising agency the students run. So they leave with advertising work in their portfolio. They run the Blue Connection downtown. That's a real gallery that the students run, so they know how to run a gallery. We've got a music deal. We've got, where the students are making their own record.
Yeah.
They graduate having done the thing, you know?
Yeah. I seen they had put out a clip, of like maybe people moving into the woods. Mm-hmm. Super cool.
Yeah.
Just a really short kind of, not stupid, but just a dumb little.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what we're just, again, so I'm one of those people that I do create content, and so everywhere I look, that's kind of just what I'm, you know what I mean? It's one of those.
No, I think what you're doing here is super cool. I've had some ideas for some programs like this I wanted to put together.
Yeah.
So I've got some things that I think would do well. And the other thing is too now, Trick and Treats will exist forever. It sits there and streaming and all that. And every time somebody watches it, we all make money.
Yeah.
So creating different discussions, different things about indie filmmaking, things, or about horror, or just about film in general, about trends, and then using that to focus to a thing, so that we can do more and more and more. Because I really honestly thank you for bringing me in here, and I really appreciate what you're doing, because to me this is the future. People sitting around talking like this. This is taking over. Talk shows are disappearing. The news is disappearing. This is where people do things.
I tell you what, and it was what made this is episode 75, and it's my therapy. I'm not knocking. If you think the bad thing I'm going to say, if you were a guest, this is not about you, but. Not always do I get it, but once in a while I get someone like you. I only say that just because it's like I'm on fire. You know what I mean? You're passionate, and I love it, dude. Because I got one of them. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. My brain doesn't ever stop. You know what I mean? I got a notepad on my nightstand. This is how we roll, man.
Yep, I can tell by the way you talk.
But it's kind of like, those moments where I go. My real life is kind of being people's boss. And that's, it's not that, it is what it is, you know? Yeah. So I kind of started this on a whim, and I was inviting people in that I've known my whole life. Mm-hmm. So it was like, what are we going to talk about? And then that's when I realized I didn't know the people that I've known my whole life. You know what I mean? It's I know you, and we don't talk about work because who talks about work after work? You know what I mean? It was so digging into people's, it almost became it's odd because I've been in business for 25 years and I've learned more since December of 2024 by talking to people so much smarter than me. You know what I mean? I'm just going.
Or they just come from a different background, or have a different life experience,
Yes. And to have their take on it is almost like, because I'm one of them. I'll take someone's idea. If I'm dead set on something and you convince me otherwise, I'll change my mind right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not.
No, it's good to do that. That's how we learn and process. You know what I mean? If your mind is so narrowly closed that you can't accept new information, by definition, you can't learn anything.
Bam. Bam. No, you're right. And I'm the opposite. I'm going, I don't got enough time to learn the shit that it could be learned.
Amen. Yeah. I look at myself all the time and go, you can't be that old. There's so much more left to do.
Right. No kidding. Am I going to get 120 out of this life? I don't know what your plan is, God, but I'm going to need to feel a little bit better.
Oh yeah. I cannot say enough about. I tell everybody, just because at the beginning of the year, I don't know if you want to get into this, but I missed last semester teaching because in February I was put in I was in the intensive care unit for over a month. I was not expected to live. They brought all three
Recently?
Just this February. They brought all three of my boys in to say goodbye. My wife, everything was they flew me in a helicopter to St. Louis. They're going to put me on an ECMO machine and all this. But I tell everybody that Jesus and Joan saved my life. There were so many people praying for me, and there were so many, and I basically started to come back. When I came home, I was like, I had oxygen and everything. Doctors look at me now and they're like, you're a miracle, dude. I cannot
What was
imagine.
wrong? What happened?
I had a massive pulmonary embolism through blood clots the size of like almost a bigger fist that were formed across the top of my lungs down into my heart.
Which there's no way of knowing, right?
You know, it was because the whole year I'd just been, they thought, I mean, I had a collapsed lung and a paralyzed diaphragm, and I was just thinking, okay, it's just these things, you know, and then I got like COVID and pneumonia just because, you know, and I was thinking, oh, it's nothing just because of all of this. And my wife was like,
let me act like a dude and say I'm good.
Yeah, I was like, I'm fine. No worries.
Rub some dirt on it.
And so I'd been doing that for quite some time until eventually my wife is like, I'm calling an ambulance. You're going. And had I not, they told me like, yeah, you would have died that night. So it's just like what you said. I mean, every day is a gift to me. Every day is a gift to my parents or to my kids.
So you ended up not, I mean, from your kids and your wife's standpoint, I mean, not that yours doesn't matter, but they were about to lose you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was, and my wife's going to bring that up at the premiere because we went through so many different things with this film, but it was set up, and I was like, while I was laying there, I was like, this is how it's going to, because it was already sold. We were waiting till Halloween came out because I sold it a year. I mean, we already had distributors, so I knew it was going out everywhere, and I wanted to make sure all my investors were good, and all the people who worked on it, that this wasn't going to disappear because anything happened to me, and it was, I had it all set up, but even I was like, okay, here's where this stuff is, and you've got to do this. Just check with these 3 people. They'll make sure everything's taken care of. It'll, you know, it's not going to go away.
Dude. Your life is. I appreciate that. Man. That's solid. You know what I mean? Just a solid person, man. Well, golly, that's scary.
Yeah, it all worked out great.
So
I mean, I cannot complain.
Now you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Clean bill of health.
Yeah, they're just going in. You know, it's whether or not. They actually even think some of the things that happened before might have been taken care of. They're going in next week to test. They said my diaphragm might even unparalyzed and my lung may have reinflamed. You know, I mean, they're just.
You a godly man?
I do believe, yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I would not be alive if not for the prayers of people.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy
I am
how that
now
works,
alive.
right?
Yep.
That just means I think this is it just means there's something else, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's something else.
Yeah, we can't know everything because the things we claim to know just keep changing.
Yeah.
You know, so there's something beyond us. There's something more. It's like, you know, like you look at these things, well, until they built the Eiffel Tower, the pyramids were the tallest man-made things on Earth.
Right.
So you're not telling me that maybe we didn't forget some wisdom that was there before, maybe that took us a while to, you know,
right.
You know,
right. Well, I think, and maybe it is just because it's like life. I don't know if it's. I'm going to just say old. I don't know if it's when I start. The older I get, the more obvious God is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
To where it's like, I mean, no, we're not surely going to argue whether this exists or not. Well, like, step outside, do a 360, come back in.
There's people now. It's funny. I was watching, you know, and I like to talk about the things you're not supposed to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
I always like to talk about God and different things.
Sure.
But I also like physics. And there's this whole thing in physics, which is so funny, that these people put together this long argument, which I won't go into now, that basically is arguing for we live in a simulation. So it's like you're willing to put all of these arguments together, but you couldn't just go, okay, we live in a simulation and God simulated it. Like you won't make that one, you know, and he was like high-end physicists going, yeah, and, you know, scientifically it could be this. But it's like, well, then you can call it the simulation and I can call it God and we just agree.
Right. He already has 85 other names. Yeah. No, you're right. But I don't know. It's almost, some topics, it's almost like you're ignorant if you, at least my opinion is like you're ignorant if you don't, like it's the Charlie Kirk guy that just got killed.
Oh, no.
Right? If you think that was a good move.
Yeah, you can't.
Death is not a good move.
You can't ever advocate for killing a person, whether you hate all their ideas or you love all their ideas, because the minute you say, you know, I think it's a good idea if we kill somebody who has an idea different from me, somebody's going to go, you know, that thing he just said about ideas different than me, that's an idea different than mine.
Bam.
I'm going to kill him. It's like we all have to agree. We all have to love each other. We all have to come together and say, I can disagree, but killing somebody is way beyond the pay.
What's crazy is like, we're having this conversation. we know that everybody knows, you know what I mean? What the world needs now. That song's been out forever.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? To where it's like, are we seriously? I just don't know, man. It's scary.
The thing that I think is interesting on that is that we all watch, I just always bring everything back to movies or Star Trek somehow. But,
yeah.
But, you watch movies like The Terminator or The Matrix and all these things, and these machines build themselves to kill us. It's like, no, the AI doesn't build a machine to kill us. It's like, why do I want those cumbersome arms and legs? What it does is what the machine is doing now. It convinces us to hate each other. It's like, oh, this person likes it if I say this. This person likes it if I say this. Let's make them hate one another for clicks.
There's
no reason to hate somebody because they voted for somebody different than me. There's no reason to hate somebody because they have a political difference from mine or they have a philosophy of the world that's different than mine. We should just all love each other, get along as best we can, And
you don't have to be the same. You don't have to agree. I think
some of my best friends are the polar opposite of me, and I love them completely. I would do anything for them, and the same them for me.
Yeah, but Apple, Amazon, Nike, Reebok, they have groups of people that are brilliant that disagree, and their job is to go into a room and disagree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that is having different mindsets is productive.
Because especially if you go into them, like we were just saying earlier, if you go into them and everybody's open-minded, and it's like, okay, I don't agree with this and this and this that you said, and I probably never will. But this one thing
you're on really, something. Right?
And one of the things I did when you first start teaching at Millikan, one of the classes you do what's called service classes, where it's like it's not your discipline, but it serves the university.
Sure.
And there's this cool class called it was university seminar. They've retitled it now.
Yep.
But what it was about getting students to think in a university level of just thinking, just open your mind and think. So what I would have them do, because my background was in entertainment, we would find issues in entertainment that there were obviously two sides to, pro and con. And then I told them, what I want you to do is present both sides. And the way you get an A is I don't know which one of the two sides you're on.
Bam.
If you can tell both sides and you don't agree with this side, but you're going to tell me both the arguments, because then it makes it even better when you're going to convince someone who doesn't believe what you believe because you know and understand their argument. You're just not just knee-jerk, that person's wrong or that person's evil. Yeah. It's like, no, that person's different than me. I understand what they're going to say because I've looked at it.
Right.
And here's what I think is different than what you're going to say. And it was such a good class because all these young people, talking. And they were talking and they were, and like they would give theirs and then you'd be like at the end, I would ask the class, okay, who thinks they're on this side? And who thinks they're on this side? And a lot of times it'd be 50, no one would know because they'd argued both sides really well. And, they weren't serious or world-ending topics. They were entertainment topics.
That's straight hardcore training, though, you know what I mean? To go, okay, I have to act like.
Yeah. And then they had the option of, okay, now do you want to tell us what you think and how you countermand the arguments that you gave so well for the other side? Because now you know them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so you're creating the argument against you.
Yeah. It's like, you know that. How would you do it? And it just gets them thinking, which that's a super useful skill to be able to sit down with somebody you don't agree with and come to some kind of meeting of the minds. And you may never agree. Like some people may have a completely different philosophy and the whole thing is that's great. That's what makes us awesome because, you think differently than me. And in this situation, what you're thinking is probably going to work way better than what I was thinking. So I want you on my team. So when this comes up.
If we all thought the same, we're going to sync together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, nothing's better than when we all get together. Nothing's better than that. And that's why I like movie making. It's a bunch of people, technicians, artists, all coming together to make something that they're all into,
Yeah. So, again, forgive me if this is a stupid ass question, but when you say indie film, what is indie? Like indie?
Independent, like independent. Yeah, indie is like independent. It doesn't have a studio behind it.
Yeah. Independent.
Oh, no. It just doesn't have a major studio behind it. Oh. So, like, even though my films have Heroic Age Studios, I'm not a major production company. You know what I mean?
So you'd still be independent?
Yeah. So we're an indie film. So, but I still managed to get bigger talent. I managed to have and I own my own. Like just to rent the studio space we built that in would have taken a normal film from here to here. Just to rent my camera, which I already own, would have taken a normal.
Right.
So it looks much more expensive than it is. And I know a lot of people from years and years in the business, and like the projects I've worked on and the things, people will take my call, you know, and I know people who, you know, know people.
Hard
and,
work paying off, Dave, shaking hands.
Yeah, so, I mean, like I wanted, when I wrote Trick, I wanted it to be Malcolm McDowell because I think he's one of the greatest screen villains of all time.
Oh, you knew it.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, it's like, it's got to be Malcolm McDowell. And at first it was like, I'm never going to be able to afford him. But through like different connections of people and helping me, we got him. I mean, it's like, it's.
So for a film like this, do you go and literally like raise money to do it?
Yeah, I have investors. My dad and my dad and mom invested, of course.
Yep.
I invested, you know, but then outside of that, we have a ton of really great. I mean, we've got, you know, I don't know if my investors want me to say their names on
It's
this,
okay,
but we have some really great people who
Right.
invested. But if you go on IMDb, it lists their names. As
Okay.
the executive producers gave so much, and you know, then our regular producers gave so much. But you sell shares in it, like, and then
so they'll be the same ones who,
Though
as
if
long
it-
as it gets watched forever,
if it makes
then
money,
you'll.
yeah. Every time a dollar comes in, they get part of that dollar. Every time a
Okay.
dollar comes to me, now you know the
So how
theater
does it
takes
work?
part of it, and like the
Yeah.
streaming service or the VOD service takes part
Yeah.
of it. But anytime a dollar comes to me, those people invest to get part of that dollar, depending on how much they invested.
Oh, so the whole idea is the more options you can have for people to click on Apple,
Yes,
the
the more people then that, and then my investors will be happy to invest again. And I'm always looking for investors. So if anybody out there,
Yeah.
I've got 2 or 3 more properties that are coming up, and this one will be
When you
much
say
faster.
properties, like movies?
Yeah, I've got like several that I've written that I'm looking for different people that might be interested in. Of course, all my original investors have, you know, rights to invest, but I also want to expand that. So if there are
And
people
what
that
kind
are
of
interested,
what kind of change does someone have to put up to get involved? I mean, are you talking? What does an investor drop? $5,000, $10,000, $1,000, $20,000?
No, this is different for different projects, but I generally try and hit some kind of number like $30,000, but I will sell halves.
Gotcha.
So 15. You don't want to go much smaller than that because at that point, which I'm going to do as well, that's the crowdfunding mechanism.
Gotcha.
So I can still crowdfund, which I'm going to do after Trick and Treats comes out. I want to do kind of a reverse crowdfunding because you know how like people crowdfund movies, but
Yep.
they say, here's just an idea I've got.
Yep.
I'm going to go watch Trick and Treats if you want to see the sequel. Here's your crowdfunding thing. You're not taking a risk on me whether I can make Trick and Treats 2 or whether you'll like Trick and Treats 2,
Right.
which would be called Trick versus Treats instead of Trick and Treats. If you like it and you like the thing, then you can. So you're not like taking a big gamble.
Is it written?
It is. The Trick versus Treats is in my head. I have not sit down to write it, but I have 3 other screenplays that are written for different types of projects. I have a Christian film.
Okay.
I have a dark action comedy that kind of falls back on some comic book roots I have, but it's kind of a dark action comedy. I have a supernatural romance like Ghost.
Okay.
Except it's a different supernatural element. And then I have Trick versus Treat, but it's not fully written. It's just a sketch script because I want to see how people respond to this. But the idea, I could probably write it in 3 months. It would be done if people are interested.
Oh, so you know going in, you got you're the one who you can build a budget of what it's going to take because you know the numbers, right?
Yeah.
So if you know you need $250,000 and you know you need this many investors.
Yeah.
Okay.
You kind of figure it out like my team, like a screenplay, every page is a minute of screen time, more or less. And then I know I want to make a 90-minute feature. I know my team shoots about 5 pages a day, depending on like sometimes less, sometimes more, but it's an average of 5 pages a day.
Oh, so you can
So then I
narrow
condense it down.
time.
Yeah. And then I'm like, what I need is this much. I mean, like, I'd like to get if I was going to make another one of these films for this type of thing, I think I'd want at least like $500,000.
Right.
So like at that point, maybe I would go up to $50,000 investors, but
Yeah.
you could do a half at 25.
Yeah.
So if you're just 50,000 investors, you only need 10.
Yes.
And the good thing about it is a movie investment is a pure tax write-off, so if you've got somebody who's like, I'd like a cool tax write-off and to be part of this, I don't care if it makes any money.
Right.
That's a fun thing for them. The other thing though is Heroic Age Studios is an Illinois-based film company. Illinois has a 30% film tax credit. So if we like say we made Trick and Treats 2, and if the day it was done, nothing ever happened to it, even though I'm pretty much guaranteed to be able to get it out because I already got this one out.
Right.
But even if it never went out, the state writes you a check for 30% of everything you spent in Illinois.
Because you made
Because you shot in Illinois, and they want to bring movies here. So you can either use that to promo it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
could use that if, like, your investors made a deal and went, well, we're investing in a $500,000 movie. It's really going to be this much because we're going to put this much into it from this fake the state.
Yeah.
And it's just a cool way to take money that a lot of times goes upstate. No qualms with upstate, but bring some of it down here too, because that's.
Well,
and we
it's
have
different.
A lot of talented artists down here.
And Chicago's awesome, right? But it's a whole nother world.
Yeah.
Like compared to here, I mean, from the cost to the pace to the everything. Parking.
I can make 3 phone calls, block off any road I want. I mean, I had the stuntmen for a commercial that Tim Lynn and I did one time. I brought the stuntmen from The Dark Knight down to Moweaqua, and they threw a car sideways in the middle of the road because the mayor was like, yeah, no worries, we'll close it all off. In Chicago, that would have been more than the budget of that entire commercial.
Just to shut the
it was just like, there's no way.
Yes. Yeah, good point. So you make commercials, huh?
I make
whatever.
Yeah, I will make. I mean,
do you
like I said,
advertise
anything.
to make it? I mean, I guess that's what I'm saying is, are you promoting yourself as being that, or are you kind of just focused on making your stuff?
I haven't been promoting myself as heavily like I used to. I mean, that was my full-time gig before I started teaching and stuff. And, some of that's like a hustle. It's for younger people, just kind of like comics. I was like, I've done that. I've done everything in that.
Yeah.
It's a game for like younger people.
Yeah.
And it also stopped paying as well as it used to. So I was like, comic books. Yeah. So I kind of moved into the film stuff, but I paid my dues doing commercials and corporate video, but I will do any of that for anybody because I have people that work with me and for me. And if it's not a project I myself want to do, I will put it together for the best way possible with a good quality team, and I'll oversee it. Or if you want me to do it, I'll do it.
Right.
So I do anything that somebody wants me to do that's creative. If you came to me with a commercial you wanted, I'll do it. If you came to me with I'm good at bringing folks together. So now I know you. So somebody's like, they're like, well, I need this. I've got this idea. I'm like, well, I know a guy. What we'll do is I'll have my guys here shooting on the ground. I'll have him doing this. And I can bring these things together.
It's really cool. That's it, right? Again, another person that it goes, there's no shortcut. If you didn't start with a blessing of getting in on a great internship back in the day that just trickled.
Oh, yeah.
However, you don't get to shake hands and you don't get to rub shoulders if you're lazy, if you're not a hard worker. So it's not like you just fell in.
Yeah.
No.
It's like, I tell students.
You lassoed Photoshop before people knew how to use it. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, it was something I was passionate about.
Yeah.
And I was developing. I'll never forget when we were first starting Heroic Cage, we started in my folks' basement, like with a few computers. My grandfather, I would go to banks, and I had a thing from Marvel saying they want me to color comics for them. And I would go to the bank and go, I need to buy computers. And they're like, I don't know what you mean coloring comics. Like, I'm not going to loan you money for that. And so I'm like, I have a contract from a very big company.
Like Marvel, your kid's lunchbox?
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, no. So I talked to my grandfather, and he was like, he had a bunch of money, like not a bunch, because we were very poor, all my family.
Yeah.
But he had some money he had saved in CDs.
Sure.
And he's like, those CDs are about to come due. Well, here's what we'll do. I'll take them out. You pay me more interest than I was making on the CD. And then you can borrow it, and then you're doing this and you're paying it off. He goes, and Eric, I'll tell you a secret. I'll be dead soon, and you can say I don't owe a living man anything. I'm like, God bless you, Grandpa.
Thank you.
He's one of the greatest guys I ever knew. And my dad helped in different things, but my dad worked at Firestone.
Yeah.
That's what he did. And when they closed Firestone down, basically not closed it down, but they came in and they bought it, and they were trying to move all the people who'd been in a long time out. So they're going to make him work 12s. My dad had rheumatoid arthritis. There was no way he's working 12s. So then it's like I brought him over, and he ran the coloring part of Heroic Age for me for years. He had never turned on a Macintosh computer. And by the time he had stopped working with me, he'd run that office so smoothly that the people at DC and Warner Brothers called my dad the miracle worker. When his mother died, Warner Brothers sent this huge thing of roses.
Really?
And this is from a guy who, like, he never got to go
Just
to
old
college.
Firestone worker.
And he wanted to do more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he just hadn't had the opportunity to do more. And I mean, you know, he did.
How cool.
He was talking with these folks in New York and, you know, both coasts, making sure all their stuff got done, you know.
Way better career. He loved it.
Yeah, it's nice. And, you know, and like he supported me through this. He's one of the investors in this film.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So have they already sat down and watched it, or will they see the premiere?
My folks have watched it. My brother, who helped with a lot, my cinematographer has watched it, you know, because we watched it a million times.
Right.
You know, and the people on the finishing side have watched it. But even my folks and my brother did all the construction artwork, all the sculpting, all the different like live big things. My brother did not watch the final version. My wife, who helped with a lot of stuff, she has seen like the final sound edited version. There's probably 6 of us, like, you know, in total who worked on it. Cinematographer, editor, VFX, the art, the design, you know, head of design, and those folks. So, but most everybody, like the actors, you know, because they started on this a long time ago because COVID shutting it down and different. They're going to come back and see this, and I mean, like, it's the first time they've ever seen it. A lot of the people who worked on it are going to be like, so I hope they like it. They're the ones I don't want to let down.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be disappointed because they gave me their all. Those actors, oh my goodness, the 3 girls in the 3 main girls, I'm just like, they had to cry and weep and do all these things.
It.
Oh yeah, they were fantastic.
Heck yeah. Well, dude, I'm like pumped for you. I can't wait. I'm going to have to wait till the 7th, it looks like now, but I promise you this, I will be pre-ordering it, and I'm going to do everything that I can to get that 200. That should be no problem.
Awesome.
200.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. The things I'm always looking for is, you know, if they can go to the premiere, great. If they can't make it to the premiere, if they can pre-order the VOD on Apple TV, great. If there are creative people that are just want to support things, the Art Center, which is above our studio space, I'm always looking for tenants, people who want to put things in there.
Yeah.
So I've got, you know, one open space. So those are my, like, the outreach things, because you never know who you bring in there. I mean, so many of the people who came into the Art Center ended up working with us. One of them ended up being one of our executive producers, you know, with hair and makeup.
Yeah. It's a network, man.
Yeah. It's like the more people we can bring into there, the better.
So if you need a small space and you're in the arts of some sort, which can be twisted around.
Oh yeah, it can be just about anything.
Yeah.
I mean, like that seems creative, or, you know, or like.
Yeah. If you're not busy on September 20th, is it start at 6 and the showing's at 7? Is that how
it starts at 5 if you want to show up, but that whole window of 5 to 7 when the movie starts is just red carpet, getting your picture taken, people hanging out. So you can show up as early as that.
Yeah.
And you just buy your tickets at the Lincoln, you know, but that's for the whole thing. You know, you could stay all the way to the Q&A, but if you're just like, I just want to see the horror movie part, I'm not really interested in who made it, you could still show up like closer to 7, watch the movie, and then go, I don't even want to see the Q&A, but you can stay for all of it.
Yeah. And I mean, for the people who haven't been there, it's not, I mean, it's a movie experience too. They got the best popcorn.
Beautiful.
You're going to actually have a movie experience.
Oh yeah, that place is amazing.
Yeah.
What Lavelle has done there is amazing.
Or pumped?
I'm under the gun to get all the stuff I need to do done before it happens. You know, like, because I'm thinking of trying to have some T-shirts there. I'm getting step and repeats, or, you know, just like little last minute things. So I don't really have time to be nervous. You know what I mean? Like yet, I'm really grateful. I'm grateful to be alive, to be there. I'm grateful to the people who really worked on it. I'm grateful to people like Lavelle letting us use such a cool venue. I'm grateful that all these people gave so much that when we went to show it at a place like that, it's accepted on Apple, it's accepted on Amazon. You know what I mean? Like, I'm grateful for all these people and their hard work, and I hope they like it. That's what you know, the people who are in it. I mean, I hope the audience loves it and reacts. I mean, you're always, you know.
Well, we can agree that everyone doesn't ever like. Well, no, not true. Yeah, not true. I mean,
Yeah, there's some universally loved things.
Yeah.
This will not be one of those things, but there are
You're
some
like, this
universally
is not
loved
Buddy
things.
the Elf.
Yes, and I want to make sure that everybody understands, like, if they want to support me, but I don't want people coming thinking that this is a dark film.
It's okay. It's what it's supposed to be. It's what you
it's
made.
an R-rated horror film. So if you're disturbed by, self-harm or situations that like
Get
violence
into the
and
Halloween spirit
right,
and come watch a gory,
it
freaky
is
show.
the best thing. I don't know if I already told you the story or if I told it earlier this morning.
Okay.
Because I tell it all the time, but it's
Sure.
one of my favorite things. Have you seen Clockwork Orange with the Malcolm McDowell?
Yes.
So, that character, Alex DeLarge, he
Yeah.
plays, to me, is like one of the greatest villains in cinema history. He's so dark and evil, but you still want to like him because he's charming. And the best thing about meeting him is he's like looking through the script like this, and he looks up and he's like, oh my, this is exceedingly dark. So when Alex DeLarge tells you your film is dark,
Like,
you're kind of
you're
in
pushing
for,
it, bro.
Yeah, it's like, so that's the kind of film it is. So if that thing bothers you, I don't want anybody coming and being upset by it. But if
I
you
can't
love that
imagine.
kind of thing,
Yeah.
show up for that
I
kind of
think
thing.
there's a lot of people who would like it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason that Saw did good, and they made 20 of them because
Yeah.
people like that weird
Yep.
shit.
Yeah. It is something.
Yeah.
There's so,
What's the one that I don't know if they were like, I don't know what Asian race they were, but it was a big movie. They had
you're talking Squid Games.
Squid Games.
Yeah.
Golly.
Korea. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to say something to be wrong, but yeah, how it's like, what's going on here? I can't understand it. Oh, if they don't move, they're getting shot. Oh,
Yeah.
let's keep watching.
Yeah, Squid Games was
Crazy
wild,
cool, man.
But it was so neat. It was so visual, and it had
Yes.
with the masks and the
Yes.
shapes and the whole. Yeah, it was-
very good put
Yeah.
together.
Mhm.
Yeah. And they created something cool out of it.
oh yeah,
Well,
that everybody knows.
yeah. But so, I mean, as of the 7th, I guess you could potentially have a really freaking big.
It'd be awesome, yeah. I mean, and it'll go. The other thing that Trick and Treats is designed to do is, like, as of the 7th, it'll go on video on demand, so it'll have a window for that. Then eventually it'll be on streaming. And the goal is that Trick and Treats is what's called an evergreen. So every year around Halloween, hopefully people will be like, oh, I want to watch a Halloween movie. There's
When
one.
you go
I'll
to the
try
search
that one.
bar, and as
Yeah.
soon as you type in HAL, oh,
Yeah.
here's
Yep.
one. Yeah.
And so that people will see it a lot. You know what I mean? Like,
It's really cool, man. Well, I'm excited for you, dude. I'm happy for you that you're alive too. I didn't know you
thank
almost
you.
lost that.
Yeah, no, I can't, I'm going to, on my speech, I've been practicing for the premiere. I'm like, I say, welcome to this premiere. It would be a much different occasion had I not made it.
Yeah.
So, but you'd still all be here. So,
Yeah.
but then I wouldn't be able to tell when somebody in the back screams, you suck.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't
I'd
be.
be dead. So, that's crazy. I mean, it's good you can look at it like that, right? How else do you look at it, though?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you made it, bro.
Every day's a gift. I can't,
You
I
made
just
it.
got to be as good as I can be and be as kind and loving as I can and try and make the world a better place.
That's important. It is. It
Love
really
my
is.
kids, love my wife, and just be as good as I can, try and help the students, and just be as good a person as I can be.
Well, that's called building a legacy, man. You know what I mean? It's way bigger than anything else. You can't even do it on purpose. You just do it, and you do it. So,
No, thank you.
Good job, dude. I mean, I'm really impressed. You got me. I'm fired up. Just your passion is awesome, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
But yeah, for sure, you guys, if you ain't doing nothing this Saturday, go watch some gory, freaking scary movie take your wife, let her curl up next to you and bury your head in your shoulder. You know what I mean? Go do it. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, and if you are busy, I told him we're going to get to 200. Let's go. I need you guys. There's 4,000, 5,000 of you. Get 200 of you. Apple TV right now. Trick and Treat. Here's what the cover looks like right here.
Nice.
Oh, wait. Yeah, matter of fact, yeah. I got it. It's done.
Oh, yeah.
We just did all that. But no, dude, I really appreciate your time and just getting to know you, man. I had no idea what I was walking into, and that sometimes that just works out great.
Yeah, no,
You know
it's
what
been
I'm saying?
fantastic.
Yeah,
to
it's
get to
really
know you.
cool.
Can tell we have some kindred spirit action going
Yeah,
on. You're a good guy to talk with.
Yeah, likewise, man. Well, I'm going to wrap this up, and good luck on your premiere. We're going to definitely Matter of fact, when you guys are watching this whole episode, the premiere has already happened, but you're going to have seen definitely some snippets of us talking about it and trying to get you guys out there, because it's damn sure coming out before October 7th, because you guys got some subscribing to do. No. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, best of luck to you. I'm definitely going to keep tabs and hopefully even just keep in touch with you, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, see what's going on.
Yeah.
But, well, thank you guys for joining me on another episode of Beyond Business. We will catch you again in 5 days. Until then, be kind to each other. See you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks again for joining me on this episode. I really enjoyed this sit down. What an awesome guy. Go check out that movie that he's got going. Let's support what he's doing. This is something that's really cool, really neat. I just enjoyed it. But before we go, here's another quick word from the companies that made it all possible, which they're my companies. Aerial Elite Solutions. When it comes to drone technology, no one does it better. From solar inspections to construction monitoring to live event coverage and real estate, showcasing AES brings the sky to your side with unmatched quality, precision, and speed. Reach out to flyaes.com to elevate your business today. Midwest Lightning Rods. For over 9 decades, they've been protecting homes, farms, and businesses from one of nature's most destructive forces. When lightning strikes, they make sure you're covered the right way and the safe way. Contact MLR today at lightningstrikes-weprotect.com to see how you can become part of the community protected by MLR. Support local. Trust the best. Aerial Elite Solutions. Midwest Lightning Rods. Excellence from the ground to the sky. Thank you again for joining me on this episode. And if you're new to this, I really encourage you to subscribe to the channel. We got some good stuff that comes out daily, plus a new episode with usually someone new every 5 days. So we try to keep it live, keep it popping. Thank you very much. Love somebody today. Be kind to somebody for no reason today. Help somebody for no reason today. Make the world a better place, because we're all a part of it. I'll catch you in 5 days. Till then, be kind to each other.
Beyond business. Yo, we on business. Yo, we out here hitting that grind. Podcast vibes, letting loose, unwind. Next on the mic, yeah, he flexing with pride. Meeting dope souls, taking you on the ride. Talking about life, not just that paper. Doing it big, ain't no time for a hater. People yap behind his back, but we rise like the sun. Gather round, fam, we just having some fun. Beyond business, it's a vibe, feel that thrill, getting intimate. May even get your heart filled. Meeting the legends, those raw and real. Digging deep thoughts, show you how to feel. From the block to the boardroom, we making that move. Beyond business, baby, yeah, we got the groove. Shout out to the hustlers, the real street thugs. We all eat together, no need for the drugs. Yeah, you blessed with the gift, determined to thrive. Nick's breaking it down, keeping that fire alive. Let's go deep like the ocean, no bluff. Beyond business, baby, we can't get enough.